You know what makes every good American man's heart warm inside? A little bit of American steel. Pow, pow, pow. Hey guys, we're here. Welcome back to the bench. Today I've got a treat especial for you. That's right, we have a new resident, and it comes in the form of the Big Green. That's right. So this is the new project for this year. As you all know, last year we did the nice SPO1 project, getting this thing ready for USPSA this year. And as this takes on the role for this year, we're already prepping a new toy for next year. So, what's inside the box? It's a Remington R50... No, I'm kidding, it's not a Remington R51. As I said, this is going to end up being my competition gun for next year. So what we've got inside here is... paperwork. No, really though, it is a Remington R1. That's right, I went back in time and I got myself a 1911, because this is the best gun ever made. This gun won 2 world wars. This gun will hit you so hard it'll blast a hole in your grandpappy. I hear if you aim just right, you can take out 5 Germans with one of these in one shot. Except for the small fact that this one is in 9mm. That's right, not only have I done the stupid thing of buying a Remington since they're apparently going to hell, but I also did the blasphemous thing of getting a 1911 in 9mm. Now, there are a couple of reasons that I went with 9mm. Reason number 1, actually come to think of it, there's only one reason that I went with 9mm, and that reason is price. Obviously, I've got all my CZs, they're all 9mm, and I don't want to stock up on a second pistol round. I didn't want to go 45, it's expensive, and I would have to stock up on a second one, so I went 9mm to match the rest of my pistols, and I have no regrets so far. Granted, I haven't shot it yet, but hey, that's alright. I have confidence in myself that if I run into any problems with this thing, I can take care of them. We'll get them fixed, we'll get it taken care of, and this thing is going to run smooth as butter. So a couple of features of the Remington R1 are the nice front serrations here. The serrations all around are nice and deep, and they're kind of wide cut, which means that you can get the meat in there to really get a good purchase on them. Now, they do come with an adjustable trigger. This one is extremely loose in the frame. I may call Remington about that. I'm not sure yet. It's a little loose for my liking. We'll see if they'll get me a new one sent and maybe I can fit it myself. It also comes with some pretty decent sights. They are a Novak sight back here in the back, and up here in the front, it's a red fiber rod, which is kind of what I'm looking to go for when I get the new sights for my SPO1 over there. Now, it's got a really nice texturing on the back strap, or I guess on 1911 it's actually the mainspring housing, so it's got really nice texturing on there. I mean, this thing is going to stay planted in your hand. Between the nice texturing on the back strap, the nice texturing on the grip safety here, it's got decent patterning up here. It's not checkering like it is back here, but it is that straight up and down serrations that make it so that your hand's not going to slide out. And that these grips, these are like diamond cut grips. Now, these are wood. You can see there's a little bit of a wood grain in there, but from a distance, they kind of got that G10-ish look, which I'm fine with because I like G10 grips. I think they look kind of badass. But all in all, I don't mind that at all. Now, this does not have an ambidextrous safety, which I am perfectly fine with. The ambidextrous safeties on 1911s for me, when I get my grip up and nice and high, it ends up kind of pinching into my finger here, and I really don't like them that much. So this doesn't have an ambidextrous safety, and it's not going to get an ambidextrous safety. So it comes with 2, I believe, 9-round magazines. 9. Okay, so they are 9-round magazines. So I'm going to need to pick up a couple more magazines, but it comes with 2 9-round magazines, and the obligatory useless lock thing. Now, it does also come with a 1911 takedown tool, which is pretty cool. While we've got this out, let's go ahead and pull this thing apart and take a look at some of the internals. Now, while we're at it, this is my first 1911. I have always liked the 1911 platform. It's always been one of the most comfortable in my hand, but I've just never had one before. Now, I do kind of know how to take them apart, but you're going to see this for the first time. I've taken apart bushingless 1911s before, but I've never taken apart a bushing 1911. So if I blow this thing up, you'll just have to forgive me. There we go. Okay, so that got tweaked a little bit. That was kind of weird. Okay, and that'll just come right off the top. All right, there we go. And this should just push that down. It comes right out there. Okay, so there we've got our barrel. Barrel's got a really nice finish to it. It's all schmooed up, though. I'm going to clean that off because let's get our trusted Lyman mat out here because we're getting some pieces spread about. Alright, probably toss some gloves on for this, but too late. I'm already at it. Let's just do it. Screw it. Get that nasty factory schmoo off of there, because, oh my goodness, this thing is gorgeous. I mean, Remington may be having some problems, but I'll tell you, as far as I can see so far, finish on some of this stuff is not one of them. Even that feed ramp is gorgeous. Look at that thing. Already polished? Oh, let's get the bushing all cleaned up, because it's nasty too. I'll toss some of my unicorn marrow on there, and we'll toss some unicorn blood in here after we get this all cleaned up. Alright, so fit and finish with this. The slide looks overall pretty well done. I feel like this should have been polished from the factory, but that's nothing that I can't take care of later on while we're messing around. Let's go ahead and get the frame out here and take a look at this thing. So the frame looks pretty good as well. Not seeing a whole lot that's wrong with it. There is a little bit of finish wear down in here. There's a pin down there. Looks like that's got a little bit of finish wear, but I mean, I'm probably not supposed to be flipping the safety on and off without the slide on there. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. That trigger is going to drive me insane with how wobbly it is. I can see down in there the amount of flex that it's got. I'm going to have to mess with that. I don't think that's an over travel adjustment thing. I really don't. I think that's just, I'm going to have to end up getting a new trigger for that. But, okay, let's go ahead and put this thing back together. Let's go ahead and a little bit of unicorn marrow up here. So we've still been using this, the unicorn blood and the unicorn marrow oil on everything since I did that release video. And I tell you, this stuff is freaking awesome so far. I mean, so far the only downside that I've noticed is you get just a little bit more carbon buildup in there. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. If there's carbon buildup in your lube, then it means one of two things. Either the lube is burning a little bit, which I don't think is the problem since this stuff's all high temp. The second thing that it could mean is that the lubrication is actually pulling the dirt and the grime out from inside your contact patches and is putting it in non-friction places. That's what I think is actually happening, and that's preferable because then all those lubrication places are going to remain nice and lubricated, and all that gunk that could cause excess wear will actually be transferred out of the contact patches. So that's what I think is happening. These things are not nearly as easy to put together as newer firearms are. Yeah, I'm sure I'll get the hang of it eventually, but in the meantime. So that's it, guys. That's our new project for this year, the Remington R1. This is just going to be a project this year. It's not going to get into competition this year. That's probably going to be held off until 2019. But I don't have a whole lot of stuff that we're actually going to end up doing this. We're going to end up doing a little bit of trigger work because this wobbly trigger is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to put a magwell on here, and other than that, this thing's just going to get normal range use. So you're probably going to look at a pretty normal review on the Remington R1 here sometime this year. This is the Enhanced, which is freaking awesome, that you get just a couple of these additional things on here, but primarily this year I'm going to be using the SP01, so this is just going to end up being a trainer gun, but I really wanted to get this thing, and when my buddy found this thing for, I crap you not, $565 shipped, I couldn't pass it up. I hadn't found it for anywhere within $100 of that until that point. So that's how we ended up with this thing at this point. Keep an eye out for these videos with the R1. Don't think that I'm completely abandoning CZ just because I got myself a 1911. We've still got some modifications to the P01 and the Rammy to do. So keep an eye out for that. Keep an eye out for modifications to the R1. Remember, I appreciate every one of you, and until next time, do your research, get informed, and get to work.